Bookish friends, welcome to Tag Tuesday. Today I'm going to do a tag video that I wanted to do it for 6 months, but because I knew that I was going to do a persuasion themed Jane Austen July, I waited for 6 months to do this tag. The tag is called Persuasion Book Tag, and the tag was created by the wonderful Armita by the book. Actually, this tag was the video that I found her, and then we became quite good friends. So this tag is special for this reason as well. As you all know, Persuasion is my favorite Jane Austen novel, and Captain Wentworth is my all-time bookish crush. So it was inevitable that I would do this tag, even if I was not tagged. As far as I know, I have not been tagged. Maybe people assumed that I would do it anyway. So let's start with the questions. Question 1. Persuasion, like many Austen books, has been successfully adapted to screen many times. Name your beloved on-screen adaptation of a book published before 1900. There are many very good adaptations of classical novels, but I will say North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. My favorite adaptation is 2004 miniseries starring the most attractive Richard Armitage and Daniela Denby-Ashe. I really enjoyed reading the book. I think this adaptation is even better than the book, maybe because of Richard Armitage's perfect portrayal of an intense lover. So it is one of my favorites for sure. Question 2. In Persuasion, Anne and Captain Wentworth really go through the wringer. What's your favorite angsty romance that isn't them? That isn't them is the appropriate question for me, because I would have certainly given them as my couple. But I have another book of second chance romance, The Lost Letter by Mimi Matthews. This is a shorter work, like a novella, but I really felt so much for the couple and loved their dynamic and their angst. Question 3. Captain Wentworth is a naval captain. Tell us about a book featuring a lead character who is in the branch of military. I will talk about A God in Ruins by Kate Atkinson. Although the main character does not serve in the military after World War II, the most significant parts of the book are about the times that our main character is a war pilot, and also it was one of my favorite historical fiction novels of this year. So I really would advise this book. Question 4. British naval captains are famous adventurers. What's your favorite adventure story? I'm not into books that feature adults in adventures, but I really do like middle grade books that feature adventures of small children. And one of my favorites is The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Our heroine goes through many adventures, especially regarding the garden. Question 5. Anne is quite a dutiful sister. What's your favorite literary sibling relationship? I actually did a top 5 video about this question without knowing that it was in this tag. It is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I think the book is all about their sibling relationship and their love for each other, even if they do not agree with the methods that they used to go through Second World War. Question 6. By the standards of the time, Anne was a spinster. What is a book where the female lead is an older woman? I could have chosen any Miss Marple book, but I will choose the latest novel that I've read, Nemesis, because in this book Miss Marple actually talks about being an elderly woman and being almost at the end of her life very frequently. I definitely feel Miss Marple is an older woman in this novel than any of the previous works that I have read. Question 7. Persuasion is one of the most critiqued reference books in English literature. Name a book whose plot or characters or central ideas reference another book. I will talk about The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. In this book, The Trojan War is told from point of view of the former queen who has been enslaved and given to Achilles. And it is, of course, a very dark retelling of the Iliad by Homer. Question 8. Captain Wentworth made his fortune at sea. Tell us about a book with a self-made lead character. Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Red Butler is very much a self-made character. He makes his fortune by working in many jobs, and some of his dealings and his methods of trade are even shady, but I think he's the definition of a self-made man, in very much contrast to the heroine of the book, Scarlett O'Hara. Question 9. Persuasion has a lot to say about traditional gender roles. What's the book that plays with traditional gender roles? I think I'm going to choose the Small Triology by Brandon Sanderson, and especially the second book, Well of Ascension. Although I do not want to give spoilers, but I can say that Wing, who's a young woman, is the strongest character in terms of both physical power and magical power. So I think it's a play on the traditional gender role, and especially the trope of the chosen one being most of the time a male character. Question 10. Finally, tell us a bit of trivia, a fun aside, a personal anecdote related to either Persuasion or any other work by Jane Austen. Well, of course I'm going to talk about Persuasion. I'm actually going to talk about a book that I mentioned before in this video, A God in Ruins by Kate Atkinson. In this book, I disliked a character so much when I was reading the book. There came a passage that said that that character liked Persuasion and Captain Wentworth. And I messaged to my bud reading partners who were Tia from Tia and All the Books and Veronica at B Reads and Rambles, said to them one thing that I finally like about her. They laughed a lot actually. So there was one redeeming quality about that character who was actually a horrible person. And question 11 is tagging some people. I'm not really sure if they have been tagged. As far as I know, they haven't done the tag. I'm going to tag Krista at Books and Gems, who's a big fan of Captain Wentworth, like I am. Janelle at Tufano Books, who really loves this book. Naomi's Bookshelf, whose favorite Jane Austen novel is also Persuasion. Rose at Scallydangling about the books, who likes both Persuasion and Jane Austen very, very much. Her lovely daughter Tilly at Tilly's Shelf. And lastly, but not of course least, I want to tag Taking Tea with Catherine. Although I watch her videos very late and sometimes fail to communicate with her, I really do like her passion for both mystery and for Jane Austen as well. So I really would like to know her answers about this tag. So those were my answers for Persuasion tag. Please comment down below what is your favorite anecdote about Jane Austen. I'm not going to force you to talk about Persuasion or Captain Wentworth. Just talk about Jane Austen in general. And additionally, if you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome. Please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, since I talked about A God in Ruins 2 times in this tag, I'm going to choose ruin as word of the day. Ruin means harabe in Turkish, and harabe is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.